All right, Mr. Osaze Uzi, our correspondents, they're all over the place, everywhere, most places in the country, just ahead of these elections. But in Taraba, for instance, we gathered that sensitive electoral materials have not been received by INEC in this state. This situation is, however, causing anxiety there. Residents are already appealing to INEC to intervene very quickly.
And in Borno State, the situation is similar, non-sensitive and, well, maybe this is a little different. Sensitive and non-sensitive materials are currently being distributed for onward delivery to respective polling stations. Right there, the resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Mohammed Magaji Ibrahim, told us that the registered voters who are expected to participate in the 2019 general elections in Borno State are 2,315,956. 8 IDP voting centers have also been identified in the state to accommodate 409,000 registered voters.
All right, so
it's interesting to note that, you know, all of this reports are coming in round the clock, but also just what Mr. Osaze Uzi actually said when he talked about voting and how it started early for some of the elections which we've had in Osun State. But if you also notice, security there were in their numbers. Do we have that luxury in this general election?
Yeah, well, we'll find out. But he also spoke about the kitty. And incidentally, the sorting of sensitive materials, we understand, is ongoing as INEC officials are seen busy moving some of the materials into their store ready for deployment. Our correspondent, Babajide Agbeyo, is in Ado-Ekiti. And let's see, is he ready to give us the update now? Let's go to him. He is.
This is the premises of the Central Bank of Nigeria in Ado-Ekiti State Capital. Busy, as you can see behind me, sensitive materials for tomorrow's election are being sorted out. The Administrative Secretary of INEC in Ekiti State has given his words that all is well and the process is on. What is happening here is equally being monitored by observer groups. They are here seated, and party agents are also here to see for themselves how it's being done. We're going to keep you posted of events here as they unfold. Babajide Agbeyo, Channels Television News.
All right. Well, that's not all.
Well, yes, that's definitely not all. We also understand that INEC officials are sorting sensitive materials for tomorrow's polls at the CBN zonal office in Benin City, the Edo State capital. So it's all over the place. This is the place to be if you want to get the latest about the 2019 general elections all over Nigeria. But we are still in Lagos. It'll be interesting to find out, Mr. Osaze Uzi, how, well, needless to say, you've been doing a lot of work about all of this. Are there things that people need to know about the challenges you have as INEC that you want to say here now?
Well, rather, I want to say that we hope that the voters will behave in an orderly manner, in such a manner that will make things so much easier for us. The politicians, of course, we are wary of the antics of some of those politicians, those who try to induce voters, who try to bribe voters, who try to bribe INEC officials, who try to bribe security men. And just before you took that report, I don't think the high security, whether the luxury of having so many security men in a particular polling in a particular state. Don't forget that they also, the politicians also don't have the luxury of having so many thugs, if you choose, miscreants, coming to one place at a time. Now it is diffused, so the security will be diffused because the bad people there are diffused as well. And I think you should deploy all resources at your disposal at any given time to ensure that you have a good outing, rather than say, because you cannot do that in the general election, then don't do it at all. So we hope that there'll be no need to call in the security, especially armed security. If all is peaceful, especially in the polling units, if they don't come, thugs don't come there to cut away ballot boxes, there'll be no need to bring in the armed security. I urge people to also be vigilant, and as you said earlier in one of your earlier reports, the more people turn out, the less likely that manipulations will be undertaken in the process. So we encourage people to turn out in their large numbers to come. But of course, if you have no PVC, don't come near the polling unit. There's no point. You shouldn't be moving around.
Mr. Chukwuemeka in Abuja mentioned the issue of vote buying, the fear of vote buying. But let me ask you, Mr. Naji, do you think this will be a feature of tomorrow's elections?
Well, with the arrangement that has been, communicated that are in place to monitor, I do hope that some people should try to refrain from that practice. And more importantly, those people that they should approach to buy their votes should know that at the end of the day, it is not in their best interest. Because if you sell your tomorrow today, there will be nothing to live for tomorrow when it comes. And tomorrow is larger than today.
The challenge with that is everybody wants to solve today's problem today. And yes.
And that's why we are not making progress. So
they'll tell you that tomorrow will take care of itself.
Well, they have seen that yesterday couldn't take care of today. So the best thing is that from experience, Nigerians should no longer wait to be told what to do. They should learn from their experience individually at their own level that vote buying has never solved any problem. If a politician even comes to give you small rice, and it is an insult. In those days when we were involved in politics, some people brought salt, and I told them that was salt of insult.
People are hungry, Mr. Naji. That's the problem that
you don't, because you are hungry, eat the frog, if it's not your culture. You don't eat frog because you are hungry. Some people don't eat dog because they want to eat meat. So you must have some self-comportment and preserve yourself for tomorrow, because tomorrow is larger than all the years you have spent on earth so far.
Then that means there's a lot of voter education that needs to go into this. Have we had enough?
In fact, there will never be enough voter education. Experience ought to have taught people that when you have been doing these things over the years, you continue to be worse. And that makes it enamors many of the politicians who have nothing to offer to be in politics. Because in the cacophony of campaigns, they just say at the end of the day, it is those who are able to deliver 5,000 naira that will eventually have it. And usually it is on the election day that the damage proper is done. Because all the money, or even the agents themselves, are prone. The agents are prone. Apart from the issue of shenanigans, there are issue of manipulations of the circumstance of the agent. So if you are given ice cream tomorrow, please don't lick it if that is the only day you would ever have the opportunity, because you might be taking sleeping tablets.
And they shouldn't tell us tomorrow never comes.
and perhaps you can ask Mr. Uzi, because we also heard on the, different ways of vote buying. They told us about, is it the food seller, vendor seller? Are there perhaps other techniques that you've gotten wind of, which people should stay away from?
Well, yes, the popular one was that using food vendors and say, come and eat free food and take a free drink on us, kind of a thing. That is one of those. But we also saw that even in Oshun, they were not as overt as they had been. They had covert ways. We understand there are some signs now that you tie, you do signals and stuff like that, and they'll go somewhere else. So at least they're moving away from the polling units. Beware of funny loans and funny schemes and pseudo-empowerment schemes, pseudo-philanthropy sudden philanthropy of certain people, because either they themselves or somebody they know is seeking office. You'll pay for it one way or the other.
All right, so we just have to, at this point, Mr. Chairman Aji, we appreciate your coming on this day. Well, you'll be going out to vote, aren't you?
Of course, by God's grace.
Okay, so we'll be looking to see how all of those eventually turn out. So we'll go to break in just a moment now. Stay with us.